Let us start. One thing, the share, no, let us start now. At the last class, we have gone through the shear force and bending moment diagram of simply supported beams as well as cantilevers. Now, let us talk with the beams with overhang. Sometimes we are sometimes now there are beams with overhangs which may be extended at one end or both ends, which means what we are showing about the where overhang is here, that is clearly mentioned in the diagram. Here, this is the beam from D to E, and it is supported at the point A and at the point B, and it is it is loaded by a uniformly distributed load of intensity W per unit length, and which is extended from the end D to the end E, and thus it is covering throughout the total length of the beam. And beam is being supported not at the end D or at the end E, but it is supported at the end A and at the end B, which is away from D end by B, by A and E end by A respectively. Means they are equally supported. They are supported at a distance of equal length from both the ends, and the length between the supports is equal to L, A and B. Now, so what first of all we have to find out, like our earlier plans, that we have to make the reactions of the support. That is that we have to calculate RA and RP. RA is the reaction and the support at A, and RP is the reaction and the support at B. Now, so things are very clear here, as it is uniformly loaded by an amount W of per unit length. So the total load over the surface is equal to L, is the length L plus there is a length A here plus the length A here, so it is L plus 2A. And as the overhang L plus 2A, and if we take a moment about the force either from A at the point A or from the point B, we'll say find that the reaction RP multiplied by A is equal to the total load of the beam equal to W into, that is W multiplied by 2A divided by the length W multiplied by 2A divided by L by 2. That is half of them, that is multiplied by L by 2, as that is equal to RB multiplied by L. So RB and RB both will be equal to W into L plus 2A divided by 2. Now, just a second. Participants. Now let us go through the shear force diagram. We know the process of finding the shear force. We have to consider the section somewhere here and somewhere here and somewhere here. So, and we'll consider the left portion of the left portion of the beam from this particular section. So, from the length dA, we'll have the force acting, the shear force acting is a minus nu into x, which is at a distance x from the end, and the weight carried by the beam will up to a distance x is equal to nu into x, nu multiplied by x. And as this force is acting downwards and the shear force is supposed to be acting upwards, they are opposite in nature. So shear force Fx will be minus Wx. And if we put the value of x is equal to 0 at the end t, the Fa will be Fd will be 0. And if we put the value of x is equal to a or at the point A, then Fa is equal to minus Wa. So from the shear force diagram here, it is clear that shear force is varying from 0 here at the point D to the point to up to none as Wa at the point A, and it is uniformly varying as per the equation Fx is equal to minus Wx. Similarly, in case of the portion between A to B, what you will see, the shear force will be, if we take the section somewhere here, we will consider the length of the beam from D to up to the section X, which is equal to X. So the load acting over it will be W into X multiplied by W into X minus W into X acting downwards, and the reaction RA W into L plus 2A by 2. So the RA is acting above, and Fx and Wx is acting downwards. So they are of opposite sign, and Fx is supposed to be acting upwards. So Fx will be equal to minus Wx plus W into L plus 2A divided by 2. So we have only two loads. One is Wx and another is W into L into L plus 2A by 2. So, and if we put the value of x is equal to A, means if we want to know the shear force at the point A, where x is equal to A, the length will be, if we put x is equal to A, W into A, and thus this equation will become W into L divided by 2, because the W into A and it will be cancelled by here W into 2A divided by 2. So at the point D, x will be W into L by 2. And at the point, say, at the point B, where x is equal to L plus A, x is equal to L plus A. So here at the point D, if we put the value of x is equal to L plus A, the equation will be, the shear force will become W minus WL divided by 2. Thus, what we have found here at the point A, the shear force is going to be WL by 2 plus, and at the point D, shear force is going to be WL by 2 minus. And in the similar fashion, at the portion BE from here to here, if we take the section here, and which is at a distance x from the left end, then what will happen? The total weight acting over it is minus Wx minus, which is acting downwards, and both the reactions WL by A divided by 2, which is RA, plus W into L plus 2A divided by 2, which is also positive, which both are acting upwards. So the equation after simplification will take this particular form, both Wx and WL plus 2A divided by 2 plus WL plus 2A divided by 2 is equal to WL plus 2A. So Fx, the equation of shear force at the portion D to E is equal to minus Wx plus W into L plus 2A. If we put the value of at the point B, where x is equal to A plus L, so W here, the force will become Wa, it's a constant, which is like here positive here, and at the point D, where x is equal to, x becomes L plus 2A, so both these sides will cancel each other, and this shear force will become 0. Thus the shear force diagram becomes negative here, it will goes to positive again, and then at the point of support, then it is uniformly distributed, uniformly reduced, and at the point G, at the end point E, Similarly, if we want to do the shear bending moment, we have to follow the same procedure. First of all, the portion dA, that is from A to A. The bending moment here at the from D to A will be from D to A, where only one load is acting, that is Wx at a distance x from the end D. So if we take the moment, take this value, take a moment about this force from the section x, from the point of intersection of the section x. So what will happen? We have to take the moment of W into x, which is acting at a distance x by 2 from the section. So it will be minus Wx squared divided by 2, as this moment is acting in anti-clockwise direction or creating a sagging moment over the top of the beam. So this is minus Wx squared divided by 2, or it is parabolic in nature. If we put at the point D, if we put x is equal to 0, the bending moment will be equal to 0. And at the point A, where if we put x is equal to A, the bending moment will be minus W squared divided by 2. So bending moment will take a parabolic in shape, parabolic in shape and negative in nature. It is 0 from at the point A and becomes omega nu a squared divided by 2 at the point 2 here, but it is negative. In the similar fashion as shear force, we will take a section here at the section here somewhere in between A to B, then and take into account the forces acting over this portion from left end to the up to the section X. So the force acting over this length, total length is equal to Wx at a distance x by 2 from the section X. So the bending moment will be minus Wx squared divided by 2, because it is also creating a sagging moment, bending moment, which is creating a concave shape in the top of the beam. And as per our sign convention, it will become minus Wx squared by 2. Plus, it will add the reaction, the moment of the reaction at the point A. Moment of the reaction at A is equal to, for reaction is equal to W into L multiplied plus 2 by A divided by 2. And it is acting at a distance x minus A. So the bending moment between the portion A to B become minus Ws squared by 2 plus W into Lx by 2 into x minus A, which is parabolic in nature. If we put the value of x is equal to A, which is at the point A, then the bending moment at A will be equal to W squared divided by 2 and multiplied by WLx L plus 2A divided by 2 multiplied by A minus A, means this portion will become 0. So the bending moment reduced to minus WL squared at A, and at the point B, where L is equal to x is equal to L plus A, it will become minus W squared by 2 again. Because here, if we put x plus L plus A here, it will be reduced to only L and L plus A here. And if you simplify, it will become W squared divided by 2. Next, the last portion, BE, main portion of the beam bending moment, it follow the same way. It reduced to 0 in a parabolic manner at E. It is convenient to consider it from end A, then mx is equal to minus W squared by 2. At midpoint, it will become, if we put the value of L by 2 equal to, if the value L by 2 equal to x, then in the equation, then this equation will take takes this form WA plus L square, L by 2 whole square divided by 2, and this will form x L by A plus L by 2. A will cancel each other. It will become only L by 2 and W into L plus 2A divided by 2. Thus, it becomes, after simplification, become omega nu divided by 8 into L square minus 4A whole square. the shape of the bending moment curve, just 1 second. The shape of the bending moment curve between A and B will depend on the value of L square minus 4L square. So it is very evident. It is if L square minus 4L square is less than 0, then when L is less than 2A, Mx is negative, Mc is negative, Ml is negative, which means bending moment will be negative throughout. So L is less than 2A, when A is the distance from the end, from the hanging end to the support. Then if twice of this distance is more than the total length, then MC or the bending moment at L will be negative as per our equation from SAR. And if L square minus 4 is less than 0, when L is equal to 2A, MC is 0, which means bending moment will just touch the span of the midpoint of the beam. If L square is minus 4L square is less than 0, both are, I think, a bit wrong. Beam width overhangs. This becomes a bit wrong here. This supposed to be 0 and that was to be greater than 0. When L is equal to more than 2A, the MC is positive, which means there has to be 2 points of counterflexure between A and B, which can be found by putting the expression of bending moment between A and B equal to 0. So if we put this equation equal to 0 and solve this quadratic equation, and where x is equal to minus, after simplification becomes x is equal to minus 2A into L plus x minus A into 2A. And if we solve this quadratic equation, we'll take this particular form, b square plus minus square root of plus minus square root of A plus b square minus 4AC. It will take this particular form, x is equal to A plus L by 2 and L square by L by 2. Here in this way, you can also do, we add A plus L square in both sides. So this side plus L square plus this side, and this side becomes x minus A plus L by 2 whole square plus L square by 4 minus A square, or x is equal to x minus L by 2 is equal to plus minus square root of L square by 4 minus A square. Here, as L plus L is distance DC, the point of conflection at the distance plus minus square L square by 4 minus A square from the midpoint of the beam. Let us go through few numerical problems. .7. Now, what we have here, a 14-meter long, 50-meter length beam, 14-meter long beam, simply supported as overhang, 3 meter on the left and 2 meter on the right. So it carries a load of 5 kilonewton, 15 kilonewton at the left end, 30 kilonewton at the right end, and 2 other loads of 15 kilonewton and 30 kilonewton, 6 and 10 millimeter respectively from the left end. Draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Here, what we have, it is simply supported, but not at the end, but it has overhang, and overhang length is not same. 3 meter on the left side and 2 meter on the right side. It doesn't carry a distributed load, but a single single vertical load or pointed load, which is at 15 kilonewton at left end, 30 kilonewton right end, and two others at 15 and 30 kilometer at 6 and 10 kilometer respectively from the left end. So what we have here, this is the support at A and at D, and total length is given as 14 millimeter from 14 meter from this end to this end, and the overhanging is equal to 3 meter from C to A and equal to 2 meter from D to A, B to D, and it is carrying a length 15 kilonewton, 30 kilonewton both the ends, and also another 15 and another 30, which is carrying at a distance 3 meter, 6 meter from the left end, and 10 meters from the left end respectively. So first of all, we have to calculate the reaction at A, RA, the reaction at B at RB, and we can do the same by taking moment either from A or from B. Here we are taking the moment from A, means RA will be the distance from 4 plus 3 plus 2, that is 9, RA into 9, minus RA is acting upwards, so 15 millimeter, 10 is acting downwards. Its distance is 3 plus 3, 6, plus 4, 10, 10 plus 2, 12. So 15 multiplied by 12, by minus 15 minus by 12. Another is there is 15, which is away from a distance 6 plus 2, 6, then minus 15 into 6. Another 30 kilonewton, which is acting only at a distance 2 meter, means 30 minus 2, which is also negative, and another 40 millimeter for 30 kilonewton, which is acting at a distance 2, but it is positive in nature because it is acting in a clockwise manner, while other RA is acting clockwise. This 30 kilonewton is acting clockwise, and this 15, 15, and 30 is anti-clockwise, so they are negative in nature. If we put it equal to 0 and solve, then RA will be 30 kilonewton, and RB will be 15 plus multiplied by 3, 15 multiplied by 2, plus 30 multiplied by 2 is minus 13 is equal to 60 kilonewton. So again, we have to calculate the shear force diagram in the same manner by taking the section somewhere here. First of all, here, 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 and as well as here and here. So the distance of this shear force, distance of this section from one end will be x in length. So the portion CA from here to here, the shear force acting is only one force is acting, that is 15 kilonewton, acting upwards. So it will be positive 15, and if the shear force of the right portion is acting upwards here, it will be just opposite in nature. So this will be 15 kilonewton. The shear force between C to A is equal to 15 kilometers. That's also in negative in nature. And between A to E, the shear force acting is like this. There are two external forces, 15 kilonewton acting downwards, and reaction RA, which is equal to 30 kilonewton acting upwards. So there is a positive shear force acting. Shear force acting upwards is a positive shear force, and it is 15 kilonewton. That is equal to 15 kilonewton here. At the portion from D to E, the shear force acting is vertical force acting is 15 downwards, 30 upwards, and another 15 downwards. So they are all cancelling each other. Also from E to F, there is no such shear forces acting. Next, if we take the section F to B, then there is a force 15 kilonewton, 30 kilonewton upwards, 15 kilonewton downwards, 15 downwards, and 30 downwards. So there is if total downwards force is 15 plus 15 plus 30 means 60, and upward forces is minus 40, that is only 30. So there is 30 kilonewton and it is acting downwards, so it is negative in nature, and it is the 30 kilonewton shear force between F to B. If we take a section here, then the forces acting 15 downwards, 30 upwards, 15 downwards, 30 downwards, and again another 60 upwards. So upwards is acting 30 plus 60, that is 90, and downwards is acting 15 plus 15, 30 plus 30, 60. 90 minus 30, that is 30 kilonewton upward force is acting, which is positive in nature. So this is the shear force shear force diagram between the beam between C to D. Now, what will be the bending moment diagram? The bending moment diagram acting over this portion is like this. Then we are following the help of the section, taking section X here at somewhere between C and A. So the force acting between C and A is only acting from C to X is only 15 kilometer, and the moment of this 15 kilometer with the distance X is equal to minus 15 kilometer. It is acting in a clockwise direction to the anti-clockwise direction to the left of this section. So at X is equal to 0, bending moment will be equal to 0. At X is equal to say equal to 3, bending moment is equal to 45 kilonewton per meter. Say if we take section between A and C, so the bending moment diagram will be from 0 here and will be maximum 45 here. Between A and C, between A and E, that is there will be force acting. One force is acting downwards, that 15 kilonewton. One reaction is acting upwards, that is 30 kilonewton. And the distance of each of them is for the 15 it is equal to 6, and for the reaction at A it becomes x minus 3. If we take the moments, then it's 15 minus 15 to x, it is clockwise in nature, plus 30 into x minus 3, which is anti-clockwise in nature. This is anti-clockwise, it is anti-clockwise in nature, this is clockwise in nature, and this becomes m. Put the value of A, x is equal to A, which is meant at the point A, it will become 45 kilonewton, and at the point B, C, it will become at the point E, where x is equal to 6, it will become x is equal to 0. Then portion EF, that is mx minus 15x plus 30 into x minus 3. X is we put it here. So there, and from the left of the section X, why we have a force at the point C at this away by X from this section. We have a force reaction 30 acting upwards away by distance x minus 3, and we have one force here acting at F away by distance x minus 6 from the section. So we take the moments here. This 15 kilometer is acting clockwise. This is acting anti-clockwise. This is acting anti-clockwise, and thus this reaction is acting clockwise. So 15x minus 13 to x minus 15x plus 30x minus 3, again minus x 15x minus 6. So if we put the value of x is equal to 6, if we want to know what is the reaction at 6, it will become 0, and if x is equal to 10, it will become also 0, become 0. So we find, which is clear, the bending moment is no bending moment is between EF and E. As there is no shear force, there is no bending moment. Nothing is bending in the beam. Next, again, between the section FB, then FE, there are 4 forces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 is 15, which is away by x. And this is at A, it is 30, away by x minus 3. This is at E, away by x minus 6, and this is at F, away by x minus 10. So if we take the bending moment, it will create a anti-clockwise, 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 and this will create clockwise. So this is positive and these 3 are negative. So we put them as it is and take this equation by mx is equal to minus 15x plus 30 x minus 3 minus 15 x minus 6 minus 30 x minus 10. So m at x is equal to 10 means at the point F, it will become it's become 0. Yeah, after simplification, and at the point B, when x is equal to 12, then it becomes minus 60 kilonewton. So here the bending moment kind of rise in negative direction and rise up to the point 60 kilonewton. Next, we go through the portion BD. Mx is equal to minus 15x plus 30x minus 3. In a similar manner, here between the portion BD, what we have 15 kN downwards, 30 kN upwards, 15 kN downwards, 30 kN downwards, and another 60 kN upwards. So the distance between this X line of action is C is at a distance x, A is at a distance x minus 3, E is at a distance x minus 6, F is at a distance x minus 10, and B is at a distance x minus 12. So we put all of them respectively and add them together. We'll take this equation, we'll take this particular form: 15 minus 15x plus 30x minus 3 minus 15x minus 6 minus 30x minus 10 plus 60x minus 12. After simplification and putting the value of x is equal to 12 means we want to know the value of the bending moment at the point B. Then it will become minus 60 equal to the bending moment already calculated, and it will become equal to 0 when x is equal to 14, means at the right hand end. So we have got the bending moment and shear force diagram on full length of the beam. Next, what happens in the portion BFT, that is the portion B, F, and D. This is the length. It is convenient to consider the bending moment of the right end D as portion BD from this to D. Mx is equal to minus 15. Oh, actually, what we are doing here, if we take the section from right end, not from the left end, then it will, the equation will take this particular form, which is comparatively easier in length, but result will be exactly same. Next, let us go for this equation for point H. Here, what we have got, a simply supported beam of 4 meter span with overhang rest on supports which are 4 meter apart with overhang. Left end overhang is 2 meter. The beam carries loads of 30 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton on the left and right end respectively, away from the uniformly distributed 25 kilonewton between the supporting points. Draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. So what is given? Total span length is 7 meter. Overhang which are which overhang rest on supports which are 4 meter apart. So the distance between the support A and B is 4 meters. So we are left with 3 meters, and left hand overhang is 2 meters. So right hand will be overhang by 1 meter. So left hand overhang given as 2 meter. Right hand overhang is given as 7 minus 4 minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 meter. So if a simple supported beam now what is given here, that this is the length 2 meter from this end C to A. This is a plane 1 meter from B to D, and it is carrying a load 30 kilonewton at end C and 20 kilonewton at end T, and it is also carrying a load equal to 25 kilonewton per meter from A to D. So first of all, we have to calculate the reaction first. So if we take the moment at this point A, then the reaction RA multiplied with 4 meter is clockwise, anti-clockwise in nature, minus 30 kilonewton, 30 Kn my plus 4 plus 6 meter, 6, which is minus in nature, 25 multiplied by 4 meter, 25 is the length, multiplied by 4, multiplied by its line of action, if we say at the center, like this, it is away by 2 meter. So 25 into 4, 100, multiplied by 2, and next, that is also anti-clockwise in nature, negative, and this 20 multiplied by 1, which is clockwise in nature. So RA will become 90 kilonewton, and RD will become 30 plus 25 plus 40, 40 minus 90, 60 kilonewton. So we got RA and RB both pointing upwards. Now the shear force diagram will be like this. Take a section here. Again, there's only one force acting between section A and C, and which is away, which is equal to 30 kilonewton pointed and downwards at a distance x. So the shear force will be acting downwards, and it is supported by as minus 30 kilonewton. So this is the shear force acting between C to A, which is constant. Then the portion between A to B, when somewhere here, we take a section somewhere here at a distance x from the point end C. So the shear force, the particle force x 30 kilonewton acting at a distance x from the C. So it is minus 30, and our reaction acting at a distance at a distance x minus 2. So that becomes 90, reaction 90 to x minus 2. And the forces acting is 25 into 25 multiplied by x minus 2. So all, if we put them together and simplify, it will find that equation will become 60 minus 25 minus 2. And if we put x is equal to 2, then 60 will become 60. Fx will be 60, and Fb, if we put x is equal to 6, then it will become minus 40 kilonewton. The shear force is 0 at x is equal to 60 minus 25 into x minus 2 is equal to 0, or x is equal to 4.4 meter. The portion BD is, again, if we take the same section here, the force acting will be 30 minus 40, or you can take like this, x at a distance x, shear force will be equal to 20 kilonewton, because only one force is acting from B to D.